So hey guys, welcome back to another car vlog. Apologies, there was a smaller or a bigger gap than expected from last gym session to this gym session. Something always comes up, man. So basically my last gym session was supposed to be Thursday, and I found out pretty last minute that we was having a bed delivered to the house, and obviously me working from home, I was pretty much the only one that could have, dealt with it. My dad was home as well, but we had to go to do dump runs and stuff like that, get rid of old stuff, so I had to postpone it to today, which is Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be able to get the vlog up the same day, because what I'm doing is my actual gym session with my trainer. I'm having that always off when I get home, but I still do some work, like I'll be editing and uploading this vlog, and I'm planning to do a Q&A later as well for the main channel. But yeah, there's always something that comes up, unfortunately. Good thing is though, between last session and this session, I did receive some weights that I bought for the house, or in particularly the garage that I've got like an exercise set up there. So I have done a weight session in between, obviously not at the same intensity or even weight that I do at the gym, but it's just to try and get the rhythm, try to get like the strength building in the repetition, because again, my weakness is my left elbow, so the more that I can actually exercise it, the better. So that's kind of what I've been thinking. So yeah. Wow, the car behind me, their bonnet was completely smashed up. I don't know if the camera would have picked that up, but holy moly. I probably should have actually now that I think of it, let these two bikes behind me go past, because this is a learning situation happening. I did this, God, 4 years ago. So you should be able to see out the back window if the camera angle was good. You can see there's probably an instructor on the bike at the back, and then basically he's got two learners at the same time. It's pretty standard. Either they're doing training or they're actually doing their bike exam, and me being in between. My instructor, when I did it, actually said it's actually really good for the person up front if they can keep their cool in this situation, that they're not like completely next door to each other, because it shows maturity and you get so many brownie points for doing that. So we're actually doing him a favor. We're helping him here, everybody. So it's a good thing. Other news. So last week when I didn't go to the gym, obviously with the postponing, I did an intense week of my diet, and that was pretty good. In total, I lost 6 pounds in that week, give or take, which is quite a lot for a week. Basically, again, people have been asking, how am I losing the weight? Sure, I'm doing exercise, which is helping, but a lot of it is probably through the diet, which is intermittent fasting, which I'm doing all the time. But then I do an intense week on and an intense week off, which is something that I really don't recommend if you're a normal worker. I think it's very much an environment thing that enables me to do what I do. Basically, in the past, the last week, my average meal size a day, like what I've had consumed calories, was probably around 300 calories a day. So if I wasn't working from home and being able to kind of like chill while playing video games and not having to travel, not having to drive, you couldn't do it. So that's why I'm not anxious to tell you. I'm just saying I wouldn't recommend it if your environment requires you to go out and go to your job, travel to your job and stuff. So that's why. It works though, it really does work. It's the car with the dented bonnet behind me again. Hopefully they don't go into the back of me, because you always think, does anybody else do this when you're driving? If you see someone with a dent, it's like, how did they get that? And I always think, if they keeping a dent on their car, then they must be the ones that like caused it. I don't know why, but I always feel that, because surely if you dent someone else's car, the insurance just repairs that. So I've always thought that. Might be wrong, but anyway. As for today's gym session, so today's gym session, I believe, is going to be a measurement session, which obviously still does involve exercise, but the first 5-10 minutes is all about measurements and weight and seeing exactly where we are. Obviously, I weigh myself every day at home, but maybe the gym's got a better scale, and it's also just getting like the tape measure and seeing exactly where it has got smaller. So that should be pretty cool. I'm going to be honest, I'm not feeling 100% today, so I will say to my trainer, let's not push it like really that much at all. Don't know why. We are an hour earlier than normal. Basically, my gym session is just an hour earlier due to timing and stuff. But I woke up and my mum baked. I don't even know if you call it baked. But it's a massive like Welsh pasty thing. So I had a slice of that. So basically it's like pastry, potatoes, corned beef. That might be it, and some spices. I had a slice of that, like a small slice, and beans. I was like, that's more than I normally eat before a gym session, and it's packed with the carbs, so it should give me energy. So yeah, but I'm feeling just a bit rough. I don't know. Just like energy levels are low already, which isn't good when you're on your way to a gym. But hopefully I'll be fine. You know, I've got 25 minutes until the gym session starts. After I do this little vlog thing, I'll open the car window, get some more fresh air, which I did before I was vlogging, and that was helping quite a bit. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else crazy going on. I don't know. Potentially, I learned something new. I think I did. Last time I mentioned that I might have been going to Korea in part of a sponsor deal, doing work out there. Unfortunately, that fell through. But it's not fallen through like in a bad way. It's basically manifested itself into a different sponsorship with the exact same people. But basically I get paid a lot more for doing it, but I just don't go out to Korea. Because the Korea trip was a non-paid trip. That, you know, I got some stuff for doing it. I got a free holiday to Korea. I went to Worlds, but I wouldn't have actually got paid. Where this sponsorship is I stay at home, I do a couple things, and I get paid quite a bit. So it depends like how you want to kind of weigh up like what's good, what's bad. Because I really would like to go to Korea, but money's nice. So, you know, it's not that bad. But yeah, maybe one day. Again, Asia is definitely on the high up in my list where I want to go to travel anyway. So hopefully soon we'll do that. But yeah, we're approaching the city now. Things start to get a bit busier here. So I'm going to end the vlog here. So hopefully, what I'll say again, last time I had to cut and not do it on the way home because, you know, I was lightheaded. With me already feeling a little bit rough, I don't know how well I'll do in the gym session today. So we'll see. You might have me after the car, or in the car after the gym session, or you might have me at home like we did last time. We'll see. So anyway, wish me luck. Today again is measurements day, so that will probably be the big update that we talk about. And I'm going to go and hopefully get her done. So hey guys, so welcome to part 2 of the vlog. So gym session finished relatively recently, like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. I've been in the car now for about 5 minutes just playing Pokemon Go, catching my breath. Good news for a couple reasons. Firstly, did the whole gym session, could go the whole way. Probably one of the best gym sessions I've probably ever had. Felt really good about it. Did more exercise, more weight, more sets. Like today we did leg press, and for the first time I was doing 100 kilogram, 15 sets, reps, whatever, you know what I mean. So that was good. And yeah, lasted the whole session. We didn't do lunges, and I think that was why. Like, lunges just killed me last time. But before we actually move off, and the reason why I'm stationary is the measurements we did. So weight and measurements and stuff. So I'm pleased to say that the gym scale and my scale at home are pretty much in sync. So from the last measurement that he took to now, and again, that was a while ago, the last measurement, I've lost, I think it was 9, it was either 8 or 9 kilogram on the dot, which is, it was 18 pounds in weight. So that is, if you know, Britain is 14 stone is a pound. So I've lost over a stone, just over, which is exactly, as I've been saying, I've lost around 18. And I will say that is also with today, after having a full meal. So normally I weigh myself in the morning, you know, before I even eat. Well, this was after I ate in the gym. So yeah, losing a full 18 pounds from last gym session measurements, which again was a while ago. As it came to measurements, everything was minus apart from arms and legs, and I like upper leg, which is thigh, and arm, which is bicep. So he was like, that's actually pretty good too. So you've lost in waist, you've lost in hips, you've lost in chest, I think. So basically all the areas that you are losing weight in is where we want, and the places that we want you to keep your muscle and stuff are staying the same. And I was like, so everything's really positive. So it was a really good session in that avenue. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that before we head off. So yeah, really good news. Again, what a great gym session it's been today. One of the best exercise sessions that I think I've ever had. And then on top of that, all the measurements that we, you know, have and stuff, also a massive positive. So that's great. Because, you know, my, not nightmare, but one of my worries was what happens if I do all the measurements in the gym and it's like, oh, I have not lost any in the gym measurements. That would suck. But it's not come true. It's, you know, we have lost a bunch. So yeah, waiting for a van. Come on, buddy, don't take all day. Okay, taking his time. So next gym session will probably be about a week from now. Probably the same. Again, today, like I mentioned when I was on the way here, I was feeling a little bit dodgy. I basically think that's because today's gym session was an hour earlier than normal. So I don't know, like maybe that affected me a bit, but saying that, again, it's been the best gym session that I've had in at least recent history. Even like, you know, about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, when I went into the gym again and that didn't last long, even then this was the best session I've had. Also, I've got Pokemon Go going, this is why you might hear some buzzing. So yeah, I'm in a really good mood. And it does make, what surprises me, the difference that like not doing lunges makes. Like, I'm going to try and do lunges at home from now on to try and build my immunity to it. Because, yeah, it's the difference between being able to go for like a whole session and dying. So I think I'll be okay really for the rest of the day. Again, today's Remainer is pretty relaxed. And then do a Q&A. That cyclist nearly went into a car. Do a Q&A later on, and obviously edit this vlog and stuff like that, edit tomorrow's videos. So still work to do, but just not live streaming. And I actually might play some League solo queue just for myself too. But then obviously there's so much to do. Today's Tuesday, which is the day before reset in World of Warcraft in Europe. And I've only done a Mythic dungeon level 6 this week, which is pretty low for me. So I might try to do a Mythic 10 later. If you don't play WoW, you'll have no idea what I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. Also worked out with my trainer that this is the only form of sugar that I have anymore. I don't actually have any sugar in my diet whatsoever, basically. Maybe the occasional coffee once or twice a week, but really it's gym session Lucozades that kind of replenish my glucose and stuff. And he was like, that's pretty impressive. Like, I think he was really happy with the weight loss that I've had, maybe even a bit surprised with it. But you know, like I said to him, and he agreed, I think, the t-shirt I've got on now is an XL, and this thing is very big for me. And it's like, well, I've officially gone down a t-shirt size. So, you know, I've bought some new shirts recently, some are even exercise stuff from Gymshark. I've bought larges, not XLs. So that's a pretty good feeling. And obviously, well, not obviously, the shorts I'm wearing today, when I bought these probably about 8 months ago, couldn't really use them for gym. They were way too tight. Well, now they're actually fitting completely nice and fine. They're actually very nice fitting. So I was like, you know, that's great too. So I'm fitting into more of my clothes in general. And it's a great feeling. So again, part of the buzz when you're losing weight like this is the feeling you get when you see change. Oh, I'm down a shirt size, or I'm down, you know, a trouser size. You can't really beat that much. And yeah, it's a really good feeling. And I will say, Cambridge, man, it's a lovely city, but the amount of blue lights and ambulances and stuff you hear, I think it's for any city, but it's a lot, man. Like, my university building isn't far away from here, my old university building. You used to hear them all the time. So yeah, but yeah, my mouth is getting really dry at the moment, so that's why I'm trying to replenish with Lucozade. But that's probably going to be it for this second half. Again, we did obviously quite a lot of it stationary. Not much more to say other than a really, really, really good gym session. And all the measurements are very positive. So I'm just going to keep going. The intermittent fasting obviously is working because, like I said to my trainer, that like 18 pounds of weight loss really was in the last 2 roughly months. I don't think I lost that much before that. It's been roughly the last 2 months. So if on average that's about 9, if I'm averaging it, that's 9 pounds a month. And he said where he wants to get me in weight is he wants to get me basically lose another 20 pounds give or take from now, and then we're going to start building on just pure muscle gains. He was like, when we get you to around 13 what did he say, 13 stone, which I'm 14.5 at the moment. So when we get you there, I think that's where you'll be slim, because like I don't have much of a stomach anymore, and that's where we can actually really focus on just building your muscle out. And then yeah, we're golden then. So it's really, again, if we're averaging out my weight loss at about 9 pounds a month, maybe a bit more now if I'm getting into it properly, it's only like another 2-3 months of doing this, of actual big weight loss, and then I'm probably going to be slim, and then it's all about muscle gains with my trainer. So yeah, it's really good. He was telling me, my trainer, because I actually asked what's the biggest weight loss he's seen, and he said in the gym that we're at, he was like, probably, he goes, without sounding bad, probably one of my own students has lost basically half of his body weight. I was like, what? He was a big dude. I can't exactly remember what the measurement he told me, but he was a pretty damn big dude. And yeah, he's lost about half of his body weight. I was like, that is impressive. And now obviously he's got a lot of excess skin. And I've had that question before. It's like, Huz, would you have excess skin? No. Again, I was never that big. Again, you have to remember the biggest and most heaviest I have ever been was 240 pounds, which again, to the average person, that's still quite heavy. But that's not like even crazy obese. Like, you know, when you're talking about really obese people, they're in the 400 plus pounds. I was only 240. So I've never been that far away from being like relatively average. It's just about doing it, you know, that's the simple thing. And now I'm about 201, 202 pounds. So from my heaviest, I'm about 40 roughly pounds down from the heaviest I ever was. Which again, that was a very bad time of my life. And I don't see myself slowing down, because again, this week is still intermittent fasting, but it's a relatively chill week with some carbs, and then the week after this we'll be back onto an intense week with no carbs in that week. Well, potentially the only day with carbs is when I go to the gym. That's basically maybe the only day that I have carbs. So yeah, so we'll be going home now, eating a little bit, probably some chicken, maybe, I don't know what else I can have. I'll see what's there, and maybe something like slightly sugary. I don't know. I mean, you know, I think because I have so little sugar and I've just finished a gym session, I have that craving for sugar. So I do know I've got some Tic Tacs, so I might have some Tic Tacs when I get home. If you're American, you probably don't know what Tic Tacs are, but maybe that will like thirst my quench, and they're not very big. But yeah. So yeah, really good day. We're going to end it there. Thanks everybody for the continued support. Let me know how you're doing in your adventure in the comments, because I will say one of my favorite things about doing these vlogs is hearing from you guys. So really keep the interaction up. I know this channel obviously isn't as big as the main channel, but yeah, really I want to create conversations with people, share advice, and just have a nice environment. You know, I'd say the one really good thing about this community, this little extra community, is I've never seen, I don't think, one single toxic comment on this extra channel, which is really cool. Again, we don't get many on the main channel. We maybe get like 1 or 2 maybe a week in total, which is nothing when you compare how many views we get. But yeah, it's really good. So I'm gonna go, have a good day, good luck, and I'll see you guys next time.